Okay, there I am. I took a nap unintentionally. Oh my god, I have a little drinky drink too.
Oh my god, Mountain Dew. Baja.
Sponsor us. Look, I have the orange lights on.
Karasuno colors.
Karasuno. All right.
Karasuno. Yeah, let's get into it. Are you ready?
Yes, I'm excited. I'm very excited.
Yes.
I'm just like, I'm excited, but I'm worried. Yeah.
Why are you worried?
I'm worried that my back's gonna start hurt because you're gonna be like, oh yeah, and this and this and this and this and this, and I'm gonna be like,
well, don't hurt. Not allowed. No, I wrote out my answers and stuff, so I'm not gonna.
Yeah. That's funny. Okay,
Anyways.
I'm ready.
Hey guys, welcome back to another podcast episode of Are We Nerds with your favorite host Emily, and I'm so excited for this episode. Like, you already know how excited I am. Today we are celebrating and discussing all things Haikyuu because today's Haikyuu Day. It's just so exciting. So, this is not to mix it up with the Haikyuu Festa thing that's happening later this month. I don't know how there's like two different things. I don't know. But I'm not going to complain.
I swore that it was like later. And then I saw a thing where it was like, oh, Haikyuu Day is like, or Haikyuu, however you say it, day is this day. And I was like, what?
I actually looked it up, like what it was, and it's like the lettering of it in Japanese correlates with numbers, and it spells out 19, 8/19, so August 19th, Haikyuu. Like, I was like, that's big brain thinking.
Wow.
But yeah, I mean, we're not talking about Haikyuu all the time, but dare I say again, this is one of our favorite animes ever so far. But much love to this series, and yeah. First, let's get into a little bit of like history, because we're teaching people. We're trying to get people that haven't watched Haikyuu to like watch it, or like if they haven't read it to read it. Because I'm pro watching and reading Haikyuu. I think the manga is fantastic, and I think the anime is also fantastic. So that's why we're gonna get into it. But here we go. So the manga. It started its serialization in Weekly Shonen Jump on February 20th. She's a February baby, just like you, Emily. 2012, though. Which doesn't seem like a long time ago, but...
Long time ago.
That was kind of a long time ago. And then
I was like, that was almost 12 years ago.
I was 12.
I was also 12.
We're now 23. But yeah, it also finished running in Weekly Shonen Jump on July 20th, which I thought was kind of funny. Just finishing on 20th, 2020. With a total of 402 chapters. That's 45 volumes printed.
It's long. It's not long. It's not like extreme. It doesn't feel long.
No.
It's not extremely long, but when you like ever... Because I remember when we, like, the first manga that we ever were set on collecting was this series, and I remember like looking for volumes for you, like everywhere I would go I'd be like, you have this, and like it took forever to get all of them. So when you look at all of the volumes on a shelf, it's actually quite long.
Yeah, it like literally the whole series itself, like I'm looking at my shelf right now, takes up like one shelf.
Mm-hmm.
So, and you have to like strategically arrange it so that it can fit on one shelf.
Yeah.
which is crazy. But that was like one thing I really liked doing was us like on the hunt for Haikyuu volumes because like some of them like in the middle, just like random numbers like volume 12 or like volume 32, like you would not find that in stores anywhere.
There's like a weird comic book, but also like gaming nerd store like by my parents' house. And I remember just walking in to like check it out one day. And there were some random Haikyuu volumes that I'd never seen. And I was like, and I grabbed them.
We need them. We need. It took forever, but like when we were finally done, we celebrated. We're like, yeah, we finished collecting it. And then every time we would look for other volumes for series that we were collecting, and we would pass like the Haiku, like the H part, and see them. We're just like, oh, I
The
miss
thing is
collecting.
now you can join us because we're on the collection hunt again because Nathan's trying to collect it. Because I'm sure we'll get into because I see some notes here about things, struggles of getting people to watch it. So I'm sure like we'll get into it.
Yeah.
But he's trying to collect it.
That's exciting.
And so I know. So I was like, definitely should be like it would make you so happy.
Just the fact that he watched it, I was just like, that makes me so happy.
Oh, he's
Brother-in-law.
almost done reading it, I think.
Ooh, I'm excited to
Anyway.
talk to him about it. But yeah, we obviously love the manga. We finished collecting it. That was great. But the anime released on April 6th, 2014, and is technically still ongoing. But there's a total of 4 seasons, and then there's going to be 2 final movies. We'll get into what we think about the movies later, but I would just a little note on that. When they said that it was going to be 2 final movies, I was like, crickets. I was like, okay.
There's a lot left to do.
There is a lot left to do, but I'm not going to get too heated into that because we got questions. Earlier today, I had put up interactive story stuff on our Instagram. And I was just like, because I wanted to see from the people that we have, like, who watches it, who's reading it, like, who do they like and stuff. So if you want to go ahead and read the first part of the interactive story.
So the first question was, have you retched? Yep. Have you watched? I woke up from a nap maybe 15 minutes ago, guys. Have you watched and or read Haikyuu? And 23% of people said I've watched and read Haikyuu. And I actually saw the people who voted on that. Proud.
Proud.
I am one of the people that voted on that, but let's not talk about that. 17 people, or not 17 people, 54% said they've only watched it. 0% said they've only read it, and then 23% said they haven't seen it or read it.
Oh, they're missing out.
And then the next question that you asked is, who's your favorite Haikyuu character / team? And we got 2, 4, 6 answers. Someone said our crows.
Karsuno. Period.
And then Ushijima Wakatoshi? That's his name, right? And Hearts, love of my life. I'm assuming you can guess who said this.
Yeah, I definitely know who said that.
And someone said Kai, Kei.
Yeah, that's Tsukishima. Suki.
Oh, okay. Suki. Okay. I guess I never referred to him as anything other than Suki, so I was like, who's that?
Girl, me too. I was like, huh? And then I was like, oh, wait. That's like his first name.
I should have looked at it because someone said Suki and had his full name written there, and it has that anyway. So someone else, 2 people said Suki.
Oh.
Someone said Hinata / Karasuna, and then someone said Kageyama.
I am in love with all those answers. They're all correct answers, except for the
There's
people.
never a wrong answer.
Yeah, there's never a wrong answer when it comes to like who do you like, who do you support in Haikyuu, because that's just
The
the type
only
of
wrong
anime.
answer in the whole interactive story was you saying you haven't read or watched it. You
There
need to
you
correct
go.
that.
Yeah,
That's the
incorrect.
only wrong answer.
That
That's
is
so wrong.
so wrong. Like
It's so hard to get people to watch it. It's crazy.
there's like a lot of beef with people in like sports anime.
Because you we were trying to get Devon to watch it, and he was like, "It's too like what did he say, normie?"
Yeah, it's too normy. Eric like is refusing to watch it as well. He's just like it's boring, which like if if you watched like the first episode of Haikyuu, like you would see that it's not like I don't know how people have like wrapped around their head not just Haikyuu but like sports anime in general that it's boring or like normie.
Bad. Like my first like my head literally instantly went, "I'm gonna restart it. I'm gonna rewatch it again.
Uh,
Third time's a charm."
that is my toxic trait. Is just like every time I get a haiku clip or something like on anything, new
You watched the
haiku
whole
art.
thing.
I'm like I sent you funny moments
You did.
today,
You did.
and I was just like this makes me want to rewatch it. So it's just like people are just not opening up their mind to the greatness of this genre.
No. And okay, because like one of the people who said they didn't want to watch it was Nathan.
Yeah.
He was like, "I'm not gonna watch it. Like, no, 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 no." And then I forgot what we were doing that night, but for some reason, like both, like you and Nathan were at my house, and we were just like chilling at the house, and then we were like, "Just give it a chance. Like, just give it a chance." And we put the first episode on, and y'all, I kid you not, I have never seen this man smile so hard. I was freaking out. I like looked over and he was just staring at the screen like this.
Because it hooks you like right then, and I'm just like you don't even have to get like a couple of episodes in. I feel like for when people that watched it for the first time that I know about, like they've probably fell in love with it like the first or second episode. Well, I wouldn't say like in love, but they were like intrigued enough to continue with the story.
Yeah, I would say Nathan was in love though.
Yeah, he was smiling. He looked goofy. Like
he looked goofy.
He was into it, and we were just like, "Aw."
I remember being like, "Emily, look."
And now we're all committed to cosplaying haiku characters at I was gonna say MomoCon. What's it called? AWA?
I just think it's funny too because it's like what was I gonna say? He started watching it a little bit before MomoCon, and I remember like we all got like him Haikyuu merch. Like you got him the little Tonica keychain, which was so cute. Also makes me so happy because it's like my two best friends, well, my best friend and my boyfriend, who's also my best friend, just like over.
Well, because you were just like, when you started talking to him and stuff like that, I don't know if you guys were dating yet or whatnot, when he disclosed to you that he hasn't seen it. And then he told me, I was like, well, that's not acceptable. I was like, he needs to partake in haiku in some format. I don't care which one. And so we literally got back from like one of the MomoCon nights, and then like we put on the episode. And it was like 2 a.m. It was like almost 3 o'clock, and we're watching like the first episode. And he was just like,
he wanted to keep watching it too, remember?
And I was like, girl, we need to go to sleep. We have to go.
He was like, put on the next one.
But I was very happy that he got into it. And then with the keychains and everything, there was this little vendor at MomoCon where they were selling like Japanese CDs and like other types of music and stuff. But they also had like lots of little keychains and like pins for some reason. I don't know. I wasn't complaining because I got a lot from that store. Anyways, there was like a haiku box, and there was literally only one Tanaka, and he had told us earlier that day or like the day before that that was his favorite character. He's like, yeah, Tanaka, my favorite character, relatable. And so it was the only one, and I was like, well, I have to get it.
Decide. And so now we all have like little matching. Like you and I have Hinata's, and he has Tanaka.
Yeah, we got
And Hinata's right. I'm like, it's here. I can't take it off, but it's here.
if you look over here with the orange, you can see I have Hinata, and then I have Tsukishima up here above him, and then the other clips, like the mystery clips. But yeah,
So cute. Yeah, it's a struggle, but we got it.
we will convert people. We have converted people. We're bringing up One Piece again. We have converted people to the Church of One Piece. We're currently working on converting people to the Church of Haikyuu.
So with that, let's get into the questions of the series and why we love this series so much.
Exactly. Well, Emily, what makes Haikyuu so unique, and how does Haikyuu compare to other sports anime you have seen?
Doesn't compare. It's so good. It's like
Haikyuu. Others.
Others. There are other sports animes that I do really, really like. Run with the Wind is not a close second, but it is very, very good, and I do love it again. A lot. I love it. Not as much as Haikyuu, because Haikyuu is literally quite low-key changed my life. But Run with the Wind is super cool too. There's just something so incredible about seeing this character grow from the first episode and like seeing how hard he's trying. And sometimes he does things that are so embarrassing. Like when he shows up at the camp he wasn't invited to. Oh my God, I got so much secondhand embarrassment when he did that. And you're like, why the hell are you doing this? But he just is so committed to being better and to being the best that he can be, not just for himself, but also for his teammates. But then him growing makes the other like really big main character grow. And it's like they're the sun and the moon. They grow together. It's beautiful. And then the way the team grows together is just so lovely. And also it's so freaking hype. The way they like break up these matches, oh my God. Yeah. Crazy. And all the characters are so likable. There's not a character in Haikyuu that you don't like.
That is very true.
So it's like, and every character gets their moment to shine. Besides that 1 second year in Karasuno. Poor guy.
Yeah.
He's the only character.
No, there was like 2 of them, I think. Oh.
Yeah, I think it is 2 of them.
Yeah, because Inoshita, I'm butchering his name. He had a little moment in like the 2nd season or 3rd season or something like that.
Yeah, but nothing huge. But like all the other characters, like especially the starting lineup, has each of their moments that you just grow to love every single character. So I think that's what really makes it unique, is you see every character shine, and all of the characters are growing together as a team and growing as individuals, and it's really nice to see.
I agree. Well, one thing that's unique about it, to me at least, is it's about volleyball. A sport I really didn't know like anything about, except like you hit it over a net. Like the thing that I could have compared it to was like badminton, but like I had no idea what volleyball really like entailed. But I think Haikyuu does like really well with showing multiple characters' progression through this sport and also their struggles with it. Because like you would honestly like watching it and how the story is laid out, when you see these characters like grow or go through strife, you honestly feel like that's kind of happening to you too, at least. Me as an athlete or a former athlete, I just found it really relatable to watch this, even though it was volleyball, because I feel like athletes or like anyone that's like chasing a dream or like striving to be better at something, like you have these like highs and lows through your story that you're trying to like get through. And so seeing these characters go through that as well, it was just like, oh, like it's just something I can relate to. It's something that like I'm not the only one struggling with this, even though it's like about like fictional characters.
Yes.
It has a real like storyline to it. Um, and one thing I really like about it too is that like it follows Hinata's story. Like obviously you get other characters, and there's a lot of characters that you get to experience and grow with as well. But I like that it follows Hinata's story as like a diamond in the rough player. But like it's like watching your kid grow up.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like, you know, he literally starts from the bottom, and then he becomes like one of the best volleyball 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 players in the world. Like, it's just literally like watching your kid grow up. Like, I imagine that is like what a parent feels like, just being proud, especially like with moments or like just the team, like when they win or like when they lose. Characters, you know, going to like Kageyama going to the Olympic camp, or Suki going to like the whatever that camp was for. Regional thing or whatnot.
Something like that. I don't remember exactly, but he went to that one camp. He got invited.
Yeah. It's just like it's just really fun to experience that and see characters like strive and do well. And with Haikyuu as well, like you don't really see like a story exceed beyond the middle to like high school sport. You don't really get that a lot. Obviously, you know, you have some exceptions from like what I've seen or like read. You have Free, like they go to college. Run with the Wind just starts off in college. Like that's a college sport anime. But beyond that, like professional league, the only other story that I like know about where they go to the professional league is Aowashi. But like you just don't really have stories like that out there, and I don't know if like Haikyuu like was one of the first ones that did that where it goes to the professional league or like, you know, world stage. But to me, like it was. So it was like an eye opener to like that world. But one thing I find like really interesting about Haikyuu is like you don't even have to be an athlete to relate to the story or to characters. So
no,
like everyone has a dream. Like everyone wants to be better at something, and so watching like Hinata try his hardest just makes you like feel so motivated and feel like you want to better yourself.
Yeah, exactly.
So, like, that's the magic of Haikyuu. And people, when they're just like, oh, it's like it's a normal show, or like it's boring, like, how could a sports anime be so good? You have to, like, look beyond just the sport in the show. So,
agreed.
That's
mine. Right. The next question is, who is your favorite character?
I got a basic answer. It's Hinata. He's like little tangerine, little ray of sunshine. I love him. He's just so cute. But I also really like Bokuto. As you can see, Dana was really upset last time in one of the videos or something that I did not state that she commissioned this for me for like my birthday, Christmas era. But yeah, he's like literally one of my favorite. He's like a golden retriever. I just like those type of characters. And in the manga, there's like one chapter that shows Kageyama's like backstory, and like it's just like you really get to know him, and it just made me fall in love with him. So he became like one of my favorite. But yeah, like you can't just pick one character. So but those are probably my top 3 in no order, because there can't be an order.
Mine is Sugawara. I just love him so much. so much. I love Sugawara. Why, girl? I could tell you so many reasons, but I just remember watching Haikyuu for the first time and being like, I love him. I love him so much. For real, honestly though, one of the moments that cemented him as my favorite character, even though he's a third year and he's the co-captain of the team. He, was a starting setter, and then he steps back because he knows Kageyama is ahead of him skill-wise, and he lets him take the position as the starting setter, even though he knows, or because he knows that that's what's best for the team, even though he is the like senior in this aspect. And I just love that about him. I love the relationship he has with all of his like juniors, and the mom of the team. We love him so much. And then my second favorite character would be, I can't pick, but I do really love me some Kageyama.
He's just so like deadpan, but like goofy at the same time. That like, how could you not love him?
He grows so much.
He does.
But those are my answers.
Silver hair. It's silver hair characters.
I do love me a silver hair character.
Like, can't help it. Can't help it. Well, speaking about favorite characters, is there a character that you relate to the most? And then I had a thing where I said answer for the other person. Like what? Who would I be? But who do you relate to the most?
Noya, because he's short and we have the same hair.
For you, I picked Yamaguchi.
I knew you were gonna say that.
Because like he's so wholesome and he's so sweet and he's like really dedicated and he tries his best to better himself, but he's also very like a very supportive character of Suki. Like you see that in the story. But like beyond that, he's like the type of person that he betters himself so he can better like everyone around him. And that's just like who you are. And he's like a little timid, but he's also like extroverted. And so I was just like, yeah, that's like Emily. Yamaguchi. He's so cute.
Funny that you said Yamaguchi because I picked Suki for you.
Oh, like I actually picked a character that from season 4.
Oh really? Oh, I think I know who you picked.
I picked Suna Rintaro. He is the middle blocker dude from, was it Inarizaki? Wherever the Mia twins go to high school, he's on that team. He's just like, literally the thing in the wiki was like, he's deadpan and mysterious. And he just like gets by and he like tricks people and stuff like that. Very Fox-like character. And I was just like, yeah, I'm gonna see. We always say that we're gonna include pictures and stuff, and then we're like, but I'm gonna see if I can at least include the picture sheets that we have that Dana found on Pinterest that like say how the characters are like. Because I was reading it and I was like, girl, this is so Emily.
The reason I said Suki for you is because you can come off as very like intimidating and harsh. Yeah,
I've had people say that to me.
But I've never seen you like that, but I can see how other people would could say that and see you like that. I personally don't get it just because I know you so well. I'm like, Emily, intimidating?
No.
But I can see how people think that. But deep down and truly on this looking past your surface level, you care a lot about what you do. And shut up, don't look at me like that. You care a lot about what you do and you work really, really hard. And sometimes you feel lost and you're like, why am I doing this? And then you kind of have your moments where you're like, oh, this is why I'm doing it. And it just reminds me of what Suki has this moment where he's like, oh, this is why I love volleyball. Kind of like you with the things you do just in your daily life, whether it's your academic life or your just hobbies. And you're very dedicated and very passionate, but also kind of try to give off the cool vibe, even if you don't know you do. That makes sense?
Yeah.
So yeah. And then also you're always, I don't know, I just feel like Suki and Yamaguchi's dynamic is just really you and I.
Yeah.
So when you said Yamaguchi, I was like, of course.
We were like, this is perfect. That's just so cute. Aw, that's the nicest things we've said about each other.
I'm like,
I'm cute.
All right, next question. what position would you play if you were in Haikyuu?
Uh, I put wing spiker because I played like left and right, like midfield for soccer for like ever
Mm-hmm.
the whole time I played, or forward. So I was just like, I'm not a defensive gal. No,
Yeah.
my brain is not wired for that. So I was like, I need to score or
You know what I
assist.
said?
Setter,
No.
libero,
No.
middle.
I would be the manager. I am, if you guys know me, I'm not an actual manager. That's not my job, but I love managing things. I love planning things. I love being supportive of my people. Here's the thing, is I feel like I'm good at a lot of things, but I'm not like outstanding at like one thing, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
But I'm like really good at a lot of little things, and I feel like that's like perfect for a manager because overall, are there people who are better specialized in like this specific field? Yes, but I'm still good at multiple of the fields. So then it makes me more well-rounded in like a managerial position. So I feel like I'd be a really good manager. And also like I will be your biggest hype man. And that is a fact. And everyone in my life knows it. I'm like, yeah. But then I'm also like, what the hell are you doing? Like, get your shit together. Like,
Yeah, that's very true. I didn't even think about.
I was like, I'm the manager, 100%, 100%.
That answer killed me. I'm like setter, like.
I'm the manager.
Scratch actually plague. I'm on the sideline.
That's like always been me though. I feel like I'm always the like right now, like looking at like serious jobs in the future or whatever. It's like I work for attorneys right now, but I don't think I could actually ever be an attorney. I'm just like the behind the scenes.
Yeah.
Spotlight. Thing. Like
no.
when I worked in the government too, like I never wanted to be front and center. I'm like, I'll work in the back.
Yeah, I'm just doing my job. I'm not trying to be the job,
No, I don't want that. So yeah, manager.
Well, which school team would you join? And are they also your favorite team?
Karasuno, 100%. And yes, they are my favorite team. I don't need to further explain. You should just understand.
Yeah. Fly.
I need to get a Haikyuu tattoo.
I would love to join Shiratorizawa just because just because of the school. They got freaking equestrian. They got nice ass gyms. Your athletes are like on scholarship there if need be. They live in dorms. Like I just want to experience like being an athlete at like a super rich school. Like high school sports were expensive. Like I don't know if y'all know how much like you got to pay for stuff. But like kits for like every year, especially if we switch contracts with like brands.
Yeah.
We switched to Under Armour, I think, and the whole kit for like uniforms, warm-up outfits, bags, whatever you can think of. Like it was like $680 for the season. Yeah. And then like post, new kits, it's like $350. Because you'd get new merch. So, like, I mean, we played at a pretty big school, 6A, which, I don't know, for people that are not familiar with, like, the high schools in, I guess, America. I don't know if they have, like, this in, like, well, no, they do have this, like, around. 6A school, the highest you can get, like, school level is, like, 7A, population-wise, I think. So, I was a pretty big school, so we kind of, like, had, like, a lot of money, but, like, not a lot of money. But I want to be on that level.
I mean, I was in marching band, which is a sport. Because, girl, you cannot tell me that me being outside for 2 weeks, 12 hours a day in the summer, running around, quite literally running around miles, is not a sport.
Right.
Anyway, that itself is like $800 like for the season.
It's expensive.
And that's not including like fees for like, that's just in fees. That's not including like any trips we might go on. Also the like if we have a game or anything, any food we may buy or anything like that, like just to keep ourselves like basically nourished. Like they would feed us sometimes, but if it was like a home game, like they wouldn't feed us. You know what I mean? So
Oh yeah, we had catering, and then there was like a thing where we couldn't carpool. I think it was like a um, law or something that was just put in place, but because kids that would carpool to games outside of their county, like people got in car crashes in the past, so like we had to like bus.
yeah, we also had to bus
And
too.
Georgia's a big state too, so like
Huge.
sometimes we'd have to travel to places like an hour away or like an hour and a half, 2 hours away because of like the like 6A schools are not going against 3A schools. It's just not fair. So like
Our schools would go against each other, but our schools are like 5A, 6A.
yeah, I
So we
think you
were
could go
5A.
down one or up, but like you couldn't go
Yeah,
down two.
exactly. But even then, like we lived pretty close to each other, and that was still at like without traffic at least a 30-minute drive, but with traffic at least 45.
Yeah, it's great. Sports here in the United States are crazy and
Mm-hmm.
crazy competitive, especially when you get to like club stuff. But I digress. My favorite team's
Mm-hmm.
Karasuno. I would join Shira Torizawa just for the experience, but like friend wise, I think I'd have a better time with Karasuno.
100%.
So yeah,
Which do you prefer, the anime or the manga?
I love both, but depending on how they execute the final movies,
Mm-hmm.
I would probably pick the manga. I'm just
I
like
could that.
really worried, but we have a question about the movies, so I won't talk about it. But
Yeah. For me personally, at this point, it would be the anime, but it just depends on how they finish it off.
right,
I just like the anime. I mean, the thing is I love them both. I don't even want to say that I love one more than the other because I think I love them both equally. Like even reading it, I still feel that like insane hype that you feel when you're watching it. But the reason I say the anime right now is because I remember when Nathan was watching it, we were watching one of the matches. What match was it? I forgot. The one against Ushijima's team.
the just the whole third season.
Yeah, the whole third season. And I remember I had already watched and read that. And we were literally like sitting here watching it and holding on to each other. I knew what happened. I had watched it and read it, and I was still like, oh my God, what's going to happen? Oh my God. And it's just the fact that, like, I think that's a testament to the series itself, the fact that I'm watching this still for the third time. And I'm like, but just because I can think of that memory recently, I would say the anime right now. But it just depends on how it finishes off.
Right. Like, and this can like flow into like what the next question is. It's just like us, like how we feel about the movies. Like we really don't know much information about the movies, except that there's going to be two.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we're filming this before Haikyuu Day, obviously, so I don't know if any information came out today or about them, or later on this month when
Yeah.
Haikyuu Fiesta is happening. But like knowing, having read all of it and like knowing what is left, I
Mm-hmm.
wish, because if you guys have seen season 4, like we're still at nationals right now.
Yeah.
So like knowing that nationals is left, and then there's like kind of like a little middle part, and then like time skip. I just don't know how they would format
2 matches left,
that.
right? And yeah, that we need to cover.
Something like
And
that.
something like that, 2 or 3. And so if this is the kind of anime movie where it's only like an hour and a half, I do not realistically see them covering everything. But if there were longer movies, I could see it happening.
Yeah, like they announced that they were doing movies, and like it seems that the movie has been in production, or like The movies
Wild.
have been in production for a while, so hopefully that like means that the animators and the other people that are like putting in the work to make these movies have had like adequate time and like, not just like slaving away at
Yeah.
their job to like make a mediocre movie
Mhm.
and like cut stuff out because
Yeah.
like to me there's nothing in the manga that's left that I'm just like you can't cut that out. Like that's
Yeah.
important to
Yeah. I mean, I think Haikyuu is such a beloved series
people are going to be
in
mad either way.
in Japan, and like it's huge in Japan. And it's also like pretty big in the States, I would say. So I just don't see them in like I can't see them doing a bad job because of the amount of hate they would get. But also that maybe that's just me being optimistic. I'm just gonna be optimistic until I see otherwise. Innocent till proven guilty. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Like I love Haiku either way. Like I've
Yeah.
loved when people were like, making fun of the animation for season 4. I don't know if it was part 1 or 2 or both, but like they were happening during COVID. So like obviously there was like some spotchy animation and like we had a few giggles. Like just look up screen caps or like screenshots of like Haiku design in season 4 and you'll get what I mean. But like I wasn't hating on it
Oh,
because
I love those moments.
it's funny. We had our giggles. It was funny. But like I love this series so much that I'm just like you really have to do like a horrible job at it for like me to like not like it. Cuz
Exactly.
there's a not like or there's a liking it level and then there's a this is freaking amazing.
Yeah,
So, like
exactly.
but I don't know. We'll just see. I mean, I'm excited to see the rest. I'm definitely going to cry. I think it's the little theatrical releases. So
Yes.
like I'm gonna have my tissues.
It's gonna be on. We're gonna go see it in IMAX.
Oh hell yeah!
100%.
Like
Like when we saw One Piece film Red in IMAX, that experience was godly. It was incredible.
and the fact that we were the only ones in the theater too.
It was a huge theater, and Emily and I were just dead in the middle, and it was great because we could react however we wanted because there was no one in the theater.
We're gonna have to like go on a day, like in the middle of the day. Like I don't know. We're just gonna have to like I'm either gonna have to like miss class or something and like you're gonna have to ask off or just leave early and then we just have to go to a theater and then it's just us because like who's gonna go see the Haiku movie like on a Thursday afternoon at like 12:30.
Exactly.
So we'll have to do
Exactly.
that, but yeah, I'm gonna be crying. It's just I cried when I got the last volume in the mail, so I'm just like
I know. Do you remember? I know I'm sorry guys, I keep bringing this up, but because if you guys have not noticed, Emily and Nathan are very, very similar.
yeah, it's kind of weird, but not like weird bad, but it's just like freaky.
Freaky. But it also makes sense because
Yeah.
but whatever. You've cried so much like happy moments for Haika, and I will just never forget when he sent me a picture of himself and he was like happy tears for the first time in Haika, and it was like season 1. So I just can't even imagine how like y'all are gonna react to the movies because I've cried happy tears and I love this series, but I would say like in order of us and like me really loving the series, I would say out of the 3 of us, I love it the least, and I still love it an insane amount. Then it would be Nathan. Then it would be you.
I freaking love this series.
So if I cry and I am like the bottom tier of how much I love the series, and I still love it a good amount, like I can't imagine like how you two are gonna react. I can't imagine how you are gonna react.
I might have a heart attack. Like I don't know.
But number 8 is what would be your sales pitch to get someone to watch Haikyuu? Did you write this down?
Oh yeah, I was just like, here we go. Do you like to laugh? Do you like to be happy? Do you also enjoy sports? Well, here's the anime for you. Haiku not only offers you epic sports moments, but also funny, sad, and wonderfully emotional scenes that will have you wishing you were part of the story. With only 85 episodes and 2 final movies coming out, you can watch one of the best series out there. Haikyuu. Watch it. That's it.
Okay.
I'm
gonna
pitch.
I do have it in my head, but I didn't write it down. I didn't go to the level that you did.
Oh, I had to be sure. I was like thinking about this. I was just like, I was thinking about the people in my life that were just like, I'm not watching it. And I was like, do you like to laugh? Do you like to be happy?
Well, my sales pitch is if you like to see the growth of characters, not just as individuals, but as a group of people, you love to see people lifting each other up and encouraging each other and friendships growing, and you love that like anxiety that real life sports gives you in matches, Haikyuu is the one for you. So good.
Period. The fact that you can get so much anxiety, like, I feel like if any series or story invokes like emotional distress or like excitement or anxiety to where like you can feel it in your chest, like I'm saying that's a pretty solid storyline. That's a pretty solid story. So like Haikyuu definitely has a lot of those like moments where just you're like, my chest hurts because I'm so anxious, but I know the outcome. Like, how could you not like want to watch it? But yeah, those are our sales pitch. So if you haven't watched it, or if you haven't read it, and you each get your own little like, with the manga and the anime, they're both the same thing, but they're so different experiences of like, partaking in Haikyuu. So, like, get to it. I'm telling you, it's like a whole new world when you watch or read Haikyuu. But last question. We're creating our starting lineup. Who's on your team? I said you could include the coach too. But so I did this based on Karasuno's starting lineup. So you got the setter, you have 2 middle blockers, you have 3 wing spikers, and then sorry, I have it on paper. One of the wing spikers is an ace, and then you have your libero, whatever, and then coach. So for my setter, I picked Atsuma Miya.
Oh.
He's the blonde one out of the twins.
Yes.
For my 2 middle blockers, I was thinking height, okay? I got Tsukishima, because he's great, he's fantastic. And then we got Aone from Date Tech, our little silent king. Well, he's not little, but like, he's actually quite tall. But we love him. And then at wing spiker, I was like, I can't leave out Hinata, like, he needs to be in here. But for my ace wing spiker, I got Bokuto. I just love everything about him. And then my other wing spiker is Kiyomi Sakusa. He was at the camp with Kageyama. Mm-hmm. He's the germaphobe.
Oh, yeah, he's super good.
We'll definitely get a lot more of him later in the story, so I'm excited for that. And then, obviously, for my libero, I have Nishinoya, duh. And then my coach is Ukai Jr., the delinquent.
Of course. Why wouldn't he be?
Why wouldn't he be my coach?
Mine is mainly Karasuno. Now that you're saying it, I'm like, okay, my ball's rolling a little bit more. My setter, I have Kageyama.
King of the court.
He's just so good.
Yeah,
he's so good. And then you can't have Kageyama without having Hinata as one of your wing spikers, obviously. Because that's the dynamic duo. And then I would say Jesus, Asahi, as my ace. He's just the OG ace. I love him. And then also, who else is a middle blocker? Who's the middle blocker from Kenma school?
Liev, the Russian. He's one, I think. Yes. And then that first year, I don't know his name.
I was thinking about the Russian, so.
Okay, yeah. Well, yeah, he's fun.
Yeah, I would have him as one of my wing spikers as well.
He's so
And then
cute.
middle blocker, of course, I would have Suki.
Mm-hmm.
Of course. And then what's the guy from Akashi's team? Is it Akashi? Is that his name? The black shirts. Like it's like white with like black and yellow.
Oh yeah, that's Bokuto's team. Akashi is the setter, but
what's the name of the middle blocker? Like the really tall one.
I don't know.
But you know who I'm talking about?
I forgot I have the whole. No. I don't know who you're talking about.
They're middle blocker because I just remember them being like a silent beast, but it's probably just clogging my memory because that whole team are just silent beast.
Yeah, and they just like all catered to Bokuto not having like a diva moment.
Exactly. So, and if you can cater to Bokuto, I think you can cater to anyone. So that's why I would have someone from that team on my starting lineup for sure. Right. And then my libero, come on, how can you say anyone but Nishinoya? Nishinoya.
Literally, I was thinking about the one from Nekoma, because he had a cool moment in like the movie stuff too, but also like in the series as well. But I was just thinking, because I keep getting TikToks about Nishinoya's like saves and the foot thing.
Nishinoya saves are crazy.
Him just saying, it's gonna take me 3 tries. After that, I'm saving them. I was just like, period.
Love him.
Yeah. I mean, moral of the story and moral of this episode is that, like, if you have not watched this series or, like, read it, like, what are you doing? Like, what are you doing? Like, I need you to drop whatever you're watching. Dare I say, if you're watching One Piece, take a break.
I would say it.
It's 85 episodes. That's nothing. Watch it. Movies are coming out. You're gonna be missing out. You're gonna feel like, oh, the movies are out, and I don't know anything, so I can't go watch it. That's lame.
Exactly.
And like, dare I say again, this is to me the best sports anime that's out there.
100%.
So. Yeah. I don't know if you have any last words. Sounded very morbid. Any last words, Emily?
No.
No. If people are just getting into anime and they're just like asking me for recommendations, or like anyone that's like just needing new stuff to watch, I will always have Haikyuu like in my rec list.
Honestly, I have a 6-hour drive tomorrow to North Carolina. I might just.
Yeah, season 2. I mean, training arc. Who else?
Training arc, barbecue episode.
Like, there's just so many good moments in Haikyuu. It's just like
Aowashi. I don't know. We'll figure it out.
I need to finish that too, but then again, I started Slam Dunk, so like.
Anyway, those were all the questions we had. Watch it, love it, give it all the love. Fly. Give us suggestions for what matching tattoos Emily and I should get for Haikyuu, because I need a Haikyuu tattoo and I don't know what to get.
I like kind of low-key just want the crow from Karasuno. I don't know.
Hinata has the little crow like on my ankle.
Oh my god, that would be great.
Right.
But yeah, if you want, you could answer these questions on. I just like blinded myself. Oh my god.
I was kind of scared. I was like, what is that?
I'm sorry, I got too excited over Haikyuu. My hands are like. Anyways, you can answer these questions below on our Instagram post of this episode or in this YouTube video. I would love to see what people think about our questions. So, We love that. You can follow, like I just said, for our Instagram, you can follow us on Instagram and TikTok at Are We Nerds Podcast, all lowercase, put together. You can join our Discord, a lovely little community. Just sent stuff about Haikyuu like a couple days ago, so we love that. And then what else are we on? I think that's it. Discord, Instagram, TikTok.
Yes.
Yeah. Happy Haikyuu Day. Yeah. I got nothing else to say. We love y'all. Thank you for the support. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, turn on that notification button.
Share us. We're almost at 200.
Yeah, share us. Much love to y'all. We'll see y'all soon. Bye-bye.